Fast forward, you need come our channel social swam say how say AGH politics avenue. Onya political stories are trending because big headlines. Ne jembre na yede bi exomo na ani di ma onya yanko EOCO asoye na umu atimi declare emayo makum emensin bi wanted a onya ehu ebehia say yede bi exomo na say na EOCO eka was it the economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, has declared 3 individuals wanted over the alleged involvement in causing financial loss to the state. The suspect identified as Rita Rabina Apia, Mercy Crime, and Extra Osa Boatin are currently being sought by authorities to assist with ongoing investigation into the case. Nti eno na ye project flyer no de ato screen so de ama wo no na mesra wo say yenko MPP omu aso nsem bi eboboba ewo key point dwumadi ni so eno so yemfa bi enye de ensomo but that's why jemre ewa AGH politics avenue
of 30 standing and select committees as part of efforts to strengthen party structures and deepen unity. Now, what has drawn the most attention to this move is the inclusion of all 4 contenders who lost in the January presidential primary. I want to show you who I'm talking about. Maybe you know, but what exactly are they chairing as far as the committees are concerned? And this is not the list we're coming to. Let's take a look at the 4 contenders. We'll come to the other committees, but the 4 contenders, we can start with the Education Minister who co-chairs the Education Committee, Dr. Yao Osei Educhum. Let's go to the next contender. He was part of that January 26th primary. So was Dr. Brian Echampong, who is co-chair on the Security, Intelligence and Defense Committee. Obviously, you can see those he will be working with, including his co-chair, Reverend John and Team Forjua. So then there's Kobne J. Japon, former General Secretary of the party, who was also a contender in the January 26th presidential primary as co-chair on roads. We've got one more in there. That has been the most controversial one, and you understand why in a tad. Kennedy Ohene Ejapon, co-chair on employment and jobs. You can see that in that frame, he's surrounded by a host of young people. Mavis Nkansa Bwedi as co-chair, Kofi Tonto, who we know very well as spokesperson, Ellen Ama Dako, another familiar face here on TV3 as spokesperson, and Joseph Kujo as secretary. Very familiar faces in the NPP when it comes to young people affairs, but also employment and jobs as well. All right, I'll probably take you through the rest of the list because you saw earlier there's finance, there's health, there's energy, and we're seeing health now. Dr. Nana Yawefriye, co-chair on the health committee alongside Dr. Anthony Nsiasare, former health service director general. Finance and economy, the former finance minister, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, alongside Dr. Steve Opata as co-chairs. Let's go through it quickly. Policy committee. This committee is chaired or co-chaired by Honorable Kojo Opon-Nkrumah. He's chairman of the committee. He's working alongside people like Kweku Kwating, Oseche Mensah-Bonsu, and Dr. Kwesi Nyame Bafi. Very solid policy committee team as well. Now, the appointments form part of a structured, data-driven policy committee framework that Dr. Bawumia is establishing within the party, designed to generate credible evidence-based alternative policy recommendations across critical sectors of Ghana's economy and governance. I'll walk back on that a little bit because this was a decision taken by the National Executive Committee alongside the National Council of the party. And the reason Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia is mentioned is because the entire reportage around this has been Dr. Bawumia appoints this, Dr. Bawumia appoints this. But the official communication from the NPP is that the National Executive Committee, alongside the National Council, have taken the decision to appoint said people, including those 4 contenders, to the Standing and Select Committee. So let's have a quick chat on the back of this. Joining us now is a spokesperson from the Kennedy Ohene Ejapon team, Kwesi Kwating. Kwesi, I appreciate your time, but just to give a context to the people who are watching us as to why Kennedy has been singled out in this matter, I want to show our viewers something real quick, because early on on Facebook, you had posted something about a fake news being circulated around that Kennedy Ohene Ejapon had turned down the invitation to be part of the Employment and Jobs Committee, of which he is co-chair. Now, this was what you wrote. Why are we always so quick to set people up and paint them as the bad guy or the difficult one? Ken is not running away from unity, but unity cannot be forced through gagging or turning public sentiment against others. True unity is built on mutual respect, honest engagement, and sincere dialogue grounded in understanding. This shouldn't be difficult if the will is there. Kwesi, when I read what you have written, I want to believe that that's your response to the fake news circulated. But what exactly are you trying to tell the Ghanaian people?
Kevin, good evening to you, and of course, good evening to our cherished viewers. First of all, let me commend the National Executive Committee and the National Council for these appointments. At the end of the day, you would need resources, and of course, for that matter, human resource, to be able to work and, of course, implement whatever ideas that you have as part of the rebuilding agenda that we've set ourselves as a party. I mean, beyond that, and of course, to the substantive question, if you recall, an earlier communique was released by the party, which listed Honorable Kennedy Ejapon, among others, their names as having been named or more or less appointed by the party structures with regards to serving in the various capacities. I mean, few hours after that, we noticed a purported response, of course, I mean, cited on a supposed letterhead coming from the Kennedy Ejapon camp, signed by him rejecting a similar appointment. First of all, let me state emphatically that yes, the said nomination appointment recently came to the attention of Kennedy Ejapon, of course, through the media on first hand, and of course, subsequently through other mediums. As of now, I can say that Kennedy Ejapon has taken notice of the said nomination, except that he has not made any commentary on it. Kennedy Ejapon, as I now recall, during the past elections, during the primaries, promised about creating jobs, and as of now, that is where most of his attention and his focus is on. Hopefully, when he's able to also gain a lot of financial resources from the job that he's created, I'm sure he will also come to support the party at the appropriate time. But of course, the impression was created through that fake communique to suggest that Kennedy Ejapon does not want to work with the party and is more or less not interested in the appointment. I've mentioned his position on the appointment. As of now, he's not made any comments on it yet. His attention is more on his job. But we felt that it was important to clarify that, I mean, Kennedy Ejapon is somebody who will not sacrifice the unity and progress of our party for any personal gain or personal benefit. And so we wanted to send a very strong caution to whoever individuals who were behind that fake letter, being it from anywhere whatsoever, that, I mean, the man Ken is for peace, the man Ken is for unity. And indeed, if at the end of the day, we as a party, even broadly, and based on of course, the democracy that we practice, we believe that even beyond the election or very tense contest, we need to build unity as part of the party rebuilding strategy. I mean, it has to be done within the high plane of mutual respect, dignity, honest engagement with each other as a party, and of course, as a Ghanaian people. That is where we'll be able to go forward. But to hide under unknown faces and fake letters to suggest as though Kennedy Japon is not a peacemaker, and of course, he does not even have confidence in the committees that has been set up, we felt that there was something that was untrue and extremely unfounded, and we felt it was important for us to clarify it. But I mean, most important thing is that the man as of now, most of his attention as of now is still geared towards his job creation agenda. If you recall, he said that whether he wins or he doesn't win, he will continue to create jobs for the team in Ghanaian youth. And as of now, that is at his level, that is what gives him fulfillment. To be able to create more jobs, of course, at the same time, it does not necessarily mean that he's abandoned the party. But I mean, the Ken we know has always been financing the party. So hopefully, if he's able to get more money as part of from the job creation agenda, I'm sure at the right time he should be able to also come to also support the party massively.
I see. I want to break apart your comment because you've reiterated some of those you wrote on Facebook on talking to me right now. For instance, why are we always so quick to set people up and paint them as the bad guy or the difficult one? It presupposes that you think that there are some elements who are still going after Honorable Ohene Agyapong.
Well, I mean, context is also equally important so that we do not mix the premise of the discussion or the conversation. That comment was made in reaction to a false statement, obviously premised on a bad intent to smear his image and create an impression as though he does not want to support the rebuilding of the party and, of course, the unity process of the party. And that is very contradictory and in sharp contrast to his current position. He is not somebody who believes that the party must break because he did not win an election. He subjected himself to a process. There were two outcomes, either you win or you lose. Of course, he expected to win, but at the end of the day, it's a decision of the majority that will always rule or respect in the principles of democracy. But I mean, beyond that, it will also not be fair to him, his personality, when people seek to create a certain impression that, I mean, this is a tough guy, this is the bad guy, this is a difficult guy who does not even want to work with Dr. Bawumia. To the extent that when nominations as such or appointments as such comes forth, the impression is created as though he has rejected it and that he does not even want to work with the party structures or the party system. I mean, that is what we needed to clear, that ill intention. We felt that it was not appropriate and it does not match or commiserate with the man's current position and his image. And like I indicated, the nomination as of now, currently today, came to his attention. Officially, he's not made any position on it. If he does, we'll communicate same to you. But I mean, I talked to him, I met him last Wednesday. We watched the Champions League together. Thursday, we also watched together. I mean, Friday, I've been in his place.
So,
he's not made any official
when you tell
comment
us that the nomination just came to his attention, he wasn't consulted in the process?
I think for me and for us now, what is, of course, I'm a party member, and I also speak for Kennedy Agyapong, who is also a party member. I think for us, what is most important in that is come to his attention and his notice. He's committed to any process, any activity or any enterprise or venture that seeks to bring party unity or bring about development or the progress of the party. So it really doesn't matter when he heard it. But I mean, most importantly, it's come to his attention, likely today, which he doesn't hold any grievances or any grudges. But I mean, most important is that his commitment to the party still remains unresolved, unshaken, and unchanged.
So he wasn't consulted. He only heard about it post the facts.
I think I'm most interested in discussing about the fact that he's come to his attention. For me, that is the most important.
Very well,
if you look at the way
I want to come to something else you wrote. Then, I'll bring in our commentators. When you say that unity cannot be forced through gagging or turning public sentiment against others. Who is gagging Honorable Ken, who has been awfully quiet since the January 2026 presidential primary?
I mean, we must also understand that unity is not an event. It's a process, carefully, well thought through process. I mean, we cannot be dismissive of the fact that during our internal primaries, there were a lot of setbacks, and of course, some of them went beyond certain lines that ordinarily should not cross. Some forms of attacks, I mean, verbal abuse and words that we felt was inappropriate. I mean, so yes, personalities were attacked, egos were bruised, respect went down into the drain. So we cannot pretend that everything was normal. But of course, I mean, the beauty in democracy is that after the whole process has ended, you come together with one accord. So yes, coming together with one accord obviously also means it also requires a process. And I mean, I believe both parties, whether Kennedy Japan, whether Dr. Baumia, and even beyond them, everybody is interested in making sure that we come together as one party.
In recent times, there have been news circulating about a movement of sorts that Honorable Kennedy Ohene-Ajaapong had formed. I mean, how did that come to the camp when you heard that news?
Kemini said now Kennedy Ajaapong is still a member of the MPP. He's not behind the base. If you follow the public pronouncements of the base, they say that yes, it's a movement who believe that there has to be a third force, and they are hoping to rally Kennedy Ajaapong to lead them 2020. That should even tell you that he's not the one behind it. They are yet to convince him. Of course, I'm unable to think for Kennedy Ajaapong, but from his conduct, his utterances, the things he told me in confidence, I believe he's a member of the MPP. He's going to serve the MPP. I am not so sure he's going to accept any appointment of the base. I believe, I mean, his blood is still blue, white, and red. And for us, that is the most important. Of course, we cannot also disrespect a movement that has come up. I'm sure they may also have their concerns. And Kamini, I mean, albeit, I think it is important that as a party, especially the leadership of the party, should, as a matter of agency, also engage them. You know, politics, every vote counts. Like those who are in the mining industry, they will tell you that every ounce counts. So we cannot pretend that they also do not matter. And we should move beyond Kennedy Ajaapong, whether or not Kennedy Ajaapong is behind it, and rather engage them, listen to their grievances, and bring all of them on board. For me, that is the most important.
Very well, Kwesi, I see you're walking the fine line, and I can respect that. Thank you so much for talking to us. Kwesi
That's my work as a spokesperson, anyway.
Kwesi Kwate is spokesperson for Kennedy Ohene-Ajaapong. We'll stay on this subject and bring in two political commentators, political researcher, Professor Smart Sapong, and political analyst, Dr. Jonathan Asante Otre. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I'll pick your quick comments on the...
We ain't some who Timokoso channel, so I'm not so Jim Ray. That's a so bad in the Adumi. You be here now, you're so strong.